Welcome to this edition of Park Hill In Depth. We are with our superintendent, Dr. Jeanette Coward. And Dr. Coward, we've been communicating that with the long-range facilities plan and with the need for more schools will come the need for redistricting. So can you talk to us more about the redistricting criteria?
Yes, at the June board meeting that we just recently had, the board did approve the criteria and the timelines for the redistricting process. So that was step one, was to get board approval. And I think it's important to, as you talked about, we have these new buildings, but we also have our overcrowding. And so really the number one priority for the redistricting is to balance our schools. We just need to get that balance out so that we can get our students out of those mobile units and get them into our schools as we go forward. Other factors that are on that criteria and they're available online are things such as we want to make sure that we're providing safe transportation and travel and safety for them. Also looking at social economic balance, and that looks a little different for us this year because in the past we've just been doing elementary schools, and so now we're actually doing elementary, middle school, and high school. So what does that look like for those different categories as we go through that process? We're also talking about things such as neighborhoods and subdivisions, and then trying to not move students when we don't need to also. How do we minimize that on our families? That's an important piece.
Absolutely. Can you talk to us more about the timeline and how community members can get involved?
Okay. Actually, we got a lot of feedback from our administrators and our staff members and our families and community members that they just like to know. And I think not knowing is probably the hardest thing of all. And so based on that and the need for our students to provide information for enrollments and things like that for the upcoming year, we are moving that up. And so we're going to have the response and the answer for that in December instead of February or March, which is fantastic. We will have a redistricting committee, and we want our community input. And so there's an application on our website that people can fill out. It's electronic, and they need to fill that out and submit it to us. I believe there's a mid-July date to have that submitted, but it's available on the site. Also includes all the dates that when they will meet. So the process will be the applications will be reviewed, recommendations will be made to the board of who's going to be on that committee. Then the board would approve the committee, and then they will start meeting in August, September, October, November, with that final recommendation coming to the board in December. And the other question you asked was just about how does the community get involved besides the committee? And I would remind it is a public committee, so even though you may not be selected to be on the exact committee, it is a public committee, so you're welcome to come and watch the process. We always want to communicate that out. But we'll have several community events that they can come to, provide feedback and input at that point. And then of course we always want to we have some great feedback tools that we're going to be using for electronic feedback also, so we can gather that from as many different places as we can to make a great decision for our community.
Anything else that you would like to add?
I think so. I think as with this process goes through, we always want to have frequently asked questions available and responses to that. So that is included on the website right now. And the baseline for that is just information we have received in the past, which makes good sense. But as we receive questions that need to be answered, we'll just continue to add to that list. So we encourage them to go to that website. And it's very clear to find. It's very clearly marked on our website.
Thank you very much, Dr. Coward.
Yes.
One more reminder, our website is www.parkhill.k12.mo.us. You will find the frequently asked questions section and the digital application for the redistricting committee there. With Paul Lewis behind the camera, I'm Samantha Fitzgerald, and we'll see you next month for another edition of Park Hill In Depth.